Troy Kearns, real estate investor, bringing it to you from Las Vegas, on my way out of town, but I wanted to talk to you about turning negatives into positives. 2016, I bought a towing business. What the heck does that have to do with real estate? Absolutely nothing, but I'm gonna show you something. Still own the towing business, hasn't been that great for me, to be real honest with you. But in this video, I'm gonna show you how all those negatives can turn into positives. One of the things that I needed to have for a towing business is I needed to have yard space. I found this yard right here, the one with all these trucks in it. It was 2.3 acres. And you're saying, well, what's the big deal? There's no place for people to store vehicles in Vegas. So when I went to the city and I said, hey city, I need to turn this into my towing lot. You see, for towing, you need to have M1 or M2 zoning. And what they told me is they said, Troy, you can have M2 zoning all the way in the back over there. All the way in the back over there. In the front, you can't have your cars stored up here. You gotta pave this whole thing, repave it, and most importantly, you gotta run plumbing, you gotta do a traffic study, and maybe we'll give you a special use permit that you can possibly sell. So that's not gonna work for me. I went and did the math. It's gonna cost me over $1 million just to turn this into a functional tow yard. I bought this lot and I said, this is a great buy. I'm buying it. If it doesn't work out for towing, either way, I'm gonna buy it. What do you know? Now we got someone, they're storing trucks on here. They're paying me $4,000 a month to store trucks on here. I don't gotta make any repairs on the asphalt. I don't gotta do anything. Hey, it's Troy.
Hi.
Landlord, you know me.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know if I own the place, so I had to tell them I own the place, which is good. They don't want people walking through their yard. What we turned this place into is a big place for these guys to store their trucks, and he's got a side business renting out his space. But here's where it gets better. This next yard over here, well, actually, come on, let me keep up, man. I thought you were in shape. If you look where this big green tree is, there's an old well. And that old well started leaking. And the neighbors called me and said, hey, it's tearing apart our asphalt. You got an old well here. So I sent my guy down. He says, hey, it's leaking from this building over here. We looked at it, we said, hey, I don't know what it is. We find out it really is an old well. We cover it up. We got no issues. We got no asphalt. And I started talking to the guys who own this property right here. I said, guys, how long you own the property? Well, they said it's been in our family since 1957, which if many of you guys don't know about Las Vegas is really, our start was in the early 40s. So this is really a historic property, both of these two properties right here. This is why you can't be scared to ask questions, have a fear of rejection. I said, well, would you ever consider selling it? Would you ever? And that's when they said to me, it's not the first time someone said this to me, they go, well, as a matter of fact, we're getting old and we would sell this property for the right price. We have a dialogue going now. Now, obviously, it's up to me to fix this problem because we're not negotiating. If I'm the type of guy that doesn't do what I say, yeah, we'll do everything. Let me fix this water and let's keep talking about your house. No, fix the water first, and then we'll talk about the property deal, right? Because that's what they want to do. They don't want to deal with someone who's gonna say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna take care of that, but let's take care of me first. No, they said, hey, take care of that situation, we'll take care of the property. Now, let me tell you one little side note. So I own this lot right here, goes all the way straight back. Right over there where those signs are without anything on top of them, that's where my next property begins. Between the two of them, if you see this property right here,
giggity, giggity.
It's a naughty motel, if you know what I mean. Meaning the people that stay there don't stay there for a whole day. They might stay there for 15 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour. One of the biggest problems with this particular area, and I'm surprised we haven't seen it right now, is there's a lot of girls and guys, and maybe a combination thereof, walking this particular boulevard. And people come, they pick them up, and they use this motel, and they use this other motel. So we try to be a good neighbor, but obviously, our main purpose is securing this property. Okay, so going back, how do we turn a negative into positive? So I fixed the leak. I can't build my place. Sorry. Let me give me a look. The minute I touch my mic, bam, smack, ow! Sorry, I didn't mean to. So check it out. If you look over here, see those brand new apartments being built over there? I've only owned this land for like 4 years. About 2 years ago, they started building, there was an old showboat hotel and casino, which was right here. Whoever bought it developed a huge apartment complex. You can see the units all the way down there. So they developed that. That makes, guess what? That makes this go up in value. And look who's coming out of the motel. Looks like a nice guy. Straight from the hotel, okay? Just saying. They are not renting out to the nicest people in the world. As I mentioned before on our other video about Rainbow, you wanna watch that video about my commercial property on Rainbow. This is the old freeway for Las Vegas. It's called Boulder Highway. This used to be I-15, Interstate 15 for Las Vegas. And if you look all the way down there, that heads into the world famous Fremont Street experience. Where we're standing right now, we are on Fremont. If you stand at that light down there, you're on Boulder Highway. Fremont turns into Boulder Highway, and on right here is Fremont, okay? So what did I do? I bought this property from two brothers who live in Las Vegas, currently still do, great guys. Their father developed this whole thing. He built everything from scratch. His name was Bob Glinsky. And when we bought it, they had this space rented out right here, but the guy had been there 12 years and he said, when you guys retire, I retire. He was like 75 years old. He had a car dealership here. When it was time to retire, that's exactly what he did. He stayed here for a couple months and then he left. Had to fill that space, ended up filling that space. He had all the utilities being paid for by himself. So back in the old days, that was the deal. You pay for people's utilities, right? We don't do that no more. This wasn't rented out. We got this rented out. This wasn't rented out. This was stored as storage right here. This was his brother's. Looks like we got some roof repair to do right there. But this was just storage. This was an old car dealership. So that was the dealership. Then he had an old motel right here. This is an old motel. Now it's a residential dwelling. Now I don't know what the hell is going on over here because apparently one of these guys leased to these guys and now we got a tire shop down here. I didn't even know that. I saw that this morning. Nobody's told me anything. What's up, man? We're doing a little video.
You make all that money, huh? Let's get this on film. This man makes so much money he don't even come by his own property.
Hey, am I good to you?
You're always good.
We have a huge issue with parking. That's something that has to be constantly maintained. So he's renting out actually 2 garages. He wants a 3rd garage. He wants to work a deal with me. I'm probably gonna do it. All these garages are individually rented out. We've got parking spaces that are rented out. We've got a full 2.8 acres of paved spaces that we rent out, right? And all these guys work on cars and that's how they make their living. But they gotta have a place to work on them, and that's these garages, and that's how I make my living. When I first bought the property, the first thing I did is I painted and striped everything. Doesn't last long at all, as you can tell, because I painted this thing not even 2 years ago, and the stuff's starting to peel off. It's just one of those things that you're gonna constantly have to do, is maintain your property. You wanna get good rent for it, you're gonna have to maintain your property. And my whole important thing here, okay, so Troy, what did you pay for this property? This is an owner finance deal. I got a 5% interest rate. They sold it to me for $1.5 million, and they let me put 20% down. When I say they let me put 20% down, most financial institutions will require a 30% down payment or more because the property wasn't fully occupied. These guys don't care about that. They're owners. They're like, yeah, 20% is good. I gave them the number that they wanted. That's the number that they wanted. I didn't argue with them. I thought they gave me a fair price. So I don't believe in arguing when you get a right deal. You know, they say there's a time to negotiate. I negotiate on a lot of deals all the time. And they wanted 30% down. And I said, you know what? Let me give you the price. I'm not gonna fight you on the price. Will you give me 20% down? It'll help me out. It'll allow me to put some money back into the property. You might be saying, man, did you put any money in this property? I'm gonna tell you, yes, absolutely I did. But it's a constant headache. Our biggest problem here has been homeless people. It's one of my biggest problems in Las Vegas is that the city doesn't have it under control, and homeless people are affecting my tenants' lives, my lives. They're breaking my stuff, they steal my copper. They're like pigeons right here. You see these pigeons? They don't leave you alone, and it's really annoying. But this is a great investment property. It brings in a ton of cash flow. How much cash flow each month? Well, each one of these rent for $700, and there's 7 of those. So that's $4,900. This rents for $4,000. Okay, $8,900. Each one of these garages, $1,250. So we got 7 garages. Yeah.
I think this is on the wrong unit. That might go to that one. 6 right there.
Oh, yeah. You gotta pay your rent. He's getting evicted. Didn't pay his rent. And I told you a long time ago, if you haven't watched my videos, never ever buy asphalt. What you're gonna have if you buy asphalt is gravel. See this stuff, it turns into gravel. It's not like concrete. Somebody left me a mattress out here. Hey, you fixing the generator, man?
Yes, boss.
Hey, what's up?
How you been?
Good, how are you?
Long time, man.
All right, so there you have it. You know, obviously you can tell I got a good relationship with my tenants. To be honest with you, didn't start that way. You know, you earn respect when you do what you say and say what you do, and you hold firm to what you're gonna do. So these guys understand. They see me improve the property. They see that I'm a real guy. I got a guy out there fixing stuff that they've asked to be fixed. Get along with people, try to work along. That's it. See you on the next one. Peace.